How can somebody print the sum of 684.5 million naira at the rate of 18.9 billion naira in Nigeria? Who does that? How do we figure this particular development out? 640 something million naira, and then you are saying that you printed it at the rate of 18.9 billion naira. Well, it's just been alleged by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and then it appears that they are not topping the league in Nigeria. Every day is about the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission trying to say that if we do not address this menace in this my administration, just know that I will leave the responsibility, according to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission boss Olukoyede. It's an interesting development in Nigeria. Let's see more of this. It shouldn't be a one-sided matter, and then they should be able to stand and clear the issue that perhaps the power that be at the top level there is using that particular anti-graft agency to go after some persons. In the coming days, we'll see how all those things unfold in Nigeria. Very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics on Rapid 96.5 FM. Uma here. Today on Standpoint, the issue in Rivers, I beg your pardon, in Abia State, it has been something else going from one angle to the other. But this morning on Standpoint, we'll be having the special advisor to the governor of Abia State, Ferdinand Ekwom, with us on Standpoint this morning to carry out clarity and then speak from the position of the government of the day in Abia State. It will be an interesting moment on Standpoint this morning. I have my colleagues, Incorruptible Sam. A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning to you, Moses Ben, and Wednesday.
Midweek.
A beautiful day.
There are persons who will be running for evening,
exactly.
communion and
and we are here to do our own.
Yeah,
and it's actually a very beautiful one that, we are still in Nigeria trying to make sure that Nigeria will be good, better. I can't wait for it to even become best, in as much as that one is.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah. And here in Abia State, also in our various communities, villages, we must, do well, and that is what it is. So it's a good one that we at least every day sit and talk. In as much as lately is becoming so, will I say, shocking when you hear some things that the leaders, we claim anyway, to have voted into office, what they end up doing.
Not claim, we voted them into office.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Okay.
Some of them, I don't know how they got there. It's just like an elephant climbing.
But the process, the process that took them to that to those offices was in place.
They involve us.
Okay, they only involved us.
Involve us.
We didn't participate.
So that's it. So when you hear some of these things, you want to ask yourself, where are we even, going to? You say the younger ones will do better, and then when you look at one of the issues we are talking about now, the man is still young. Tomorrow you want to look at him to say, okay, become the president. Now you'll be scared. If he becomes the president, what if he wakes up to trade with the country? We hear that, okay, Nigeria was actually sold years ago. If he could withdraw money to pay for his children's school fees ahead of time, you can also say Nigeria ahead of time. But that's my way of saying good morning to you. I'm tired.
Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
If my brother Sam is,
I was expecting you to mention the one in street.
We'll get to that point.
If he's talking this way, I wonder how I'm going to feel this morning. It appears that all of us have lost steam to talk, because what is happening in the polity makes you tired and weary. Sometimes you don't even know where to start from. It's quite tiring, and like I will always say, it's very sad. But all the same, we thank God for the gift of life, and then our beautiful and esteemed listeners out there. It's always a pleasure to interact with you on this flagship of Rapid FM.
All right,
thank you very much.
We'll be having the special advisor to the governor of Abia State joins us in a moment from now. To take us through what's been happening within the government of the state, and also react to some issues that have come up within this period of time. Let us track all that developing issues this morning, gentlemen. Meanwhile, we are live on our YouTube page. You can visit us there this morning. Also on our Facebook page. That's at Rapid 96.5 FM. Let us get down the discussion immediately, gentlemen. Of course, there's a fresh revelation around the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. According to the boss of the anti-graft agency, that is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Then he says that the embattled ex-governor withdraws about $720,000 from the state's accounts to pay his child's school fees in advance just before he left office on January the 27th, 2024. EFCC Chief Ola Olukayode made this known in a chat with journalists at the Commission's headquarters in the Jabi area of Abuja. He alleged that Bello moved the money from the state coffers to a Bureau de Change operator and used the money for his child's school fee in advance. Incorruptible Sam, we woke up to see this one again from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. They've been trailing Yahaya Bello, and then the boss has come up to say, Ola, that if I do not handle the issue of Yahaya Bello, just expect my resignation. As a matter of fact, that actually he inherited that particular matter. He didn't kind of initiate it. He came into office and saw it there.
Okay.
How can somebody, I listened to him yesterday, how can somebody, a governor of a state, ahead of time, you made payment of about $720,000 through Bureau de Change? This is quite alarming and surprising altogether, sir.
Is annoying actually, and in as much as yes, in Nigeria it's difficult. We don't feel shocked again, but this one is also shocking. You know, that's the money that belongs to a state, and you withdrew to pay the school fees of your children.
Your own child, not your money in the first place. Though it's been
look at the amount. That means he didn't pay for a term. He must have paid throughout. Maybe if the child wants to get a PhD. That's the amount. Convert that money to Naira. To see the amount we are talking about. Okay, let's still remain with dollar because the child won't go to school here. I believe if that child or the children, if they are here, look at where they are. I don't know, he's still young. He can still give birth. Let's assume we are including the one he's yet to give birth to.
Okay.
That money will still serve. Look at the amount of money.
720,000.
Is it what it has become in Nigeria? We know the government, I will keep saying it, that the power they are controlling, the privilege, as far as I'm concerned, for these governors, for me, they are too much. We know the immunity. You don't touch them until they leave office. Now, it makes them the most powerful citizen of a state. We know, as the governors, they have, they are supposed to be in charge. And we also know some that have that very good conscience. When they are into power, you see them making sure that the state will become better. But for Kogi, former Kogi state governor, this is an insult. Kogi state, under his tenure, Kogi state suffered a lot. If not last 2 years or last year, the flood in Kogi, what we were told was to pray for Kogi. All of us became prayer warriors. Pray for Kogi. Whereas the men that should have just sat down to do the things that we stop us from praying. I don't know, but it seems we have disturbed God so much. I hope he doesn't switch off. If I thought God has a switch, this is Nigeria. I hope he doesn't switch off on us one day. We have disturbed him on things that we should do. This is a very painful one. And I love what the EFCC, can they do this for us? When I mean for us, for Nigerians.
Don't you think...
I just wish they would do. Now,
the EFCC board has come up to say that I must handle this issue down to any point that we must say, okay.
Saying it is one thing. I just hope they will end. And I like the fact that he said, see, I didn't start it. Getting to the office, I saw this thing.
Yes.
That means this issue was there already.
And then he cleared the fact that it's not being used by anybody. There's been this insinuation and... allegation that the powers that be
EFCC.
presidency is making use of the EFCC to run things in the country.
That's how we have come to see. But EFCC is supposed to be, independent, just like INEC, and as much as they are not that independent. But it's a beautiful one that he has started this thing. Let him finish it up. Also, coming from Bello, if that story is anything to go by, he said, I'm only afraid of arrest. but I can.
Is it the first person? There are a number of previous
he doesn't want to be arrested.
Who have been called
Why are you
upon to come and answer questions.
You don't want to be arrested, but you can come up to say something. You must be arrested, Oga. It is so painful. This is what
Orjus Okalu was arrested.
So Bello, like I said, at some point people were like, okay, he's a young man among all the candidates, including Obi, Atiku. He happened to be, the youngest, and people were like, okay, let's go for the young man. But look at it now. Like I said initially,
yes,
coming up with a very young pattern of doing things. Look at the way he wanted to finish us all, because I am feeling for Kogi indigents now. Now he ended up bringing someone that will also consider from where he stopped.
Right,
I hope the current governor will not do another one
to extend
that will make us shed tears. Kogi, Ben, finally, let's pray for Kogi.
All right, we'll do something about it. We'll converge at a particular place. Ike, this has reminded us one of the topics we treated this week about successor syndrome. If I can remember clearly,
absolutely, yes.
Successor syndrome, how a particular sitting governor wants to implant somebody that will take over him. The issue of governors, of course, is not out of place for the anti-graft agency to come after you. You must be accountable in as much as you were making use of taxpayers' money.
Absolutely.
Yes, must be accountable. But can we address this issue? Another allegation by the EFCC, it's $720,000. This was somebody that served as the governor of a particular state for 8 years, being two tenure. And then he has somebody also there who last week went to Abuja and then took him off, according to the report that we have.
Yeah, well, that tells you that Yahya Bello wasn't running for nothing. He wasn't trying to keep away from EFCC for nothing, because he's obviously aware that he's as guilty as charged. Well, that's what it means. Because if my hands are clean, if I don't have any skeleton in my cupboard, if I've not committed anything, I will gladly go to EFCC. You understand? If you know that your records are straight, why were you hiding? And now you're saying, well, you are scared of being arrested. You understand? And so, well, it is because EFCC has so much facts at their disposal, which was why in fact, I'm honestly excited at the comment or at the determination of the EFCC boss, who said, I will see this Yahya Bello's case to its logical conclusion. Otherwise, I'll resign. This is the kind of public office holders we want to see, who are bent on doing the right thing, who are bent on setting the record straight. Because he has some facts at his disposal. Otherwise, he may not have made that statement or been that bold and confident to go after this young man. $720,000 is a lot of money. Let's convert it to Naira.
This one is quite different.
Yes, from
over
the
80 billion.
So that tells you that there is so much to talk about in the inglorious stewardship of Yahya Bello,
right,
in Kogi State. It's quite sad.
We'll come to those issues much later on the program. But let us come down to our dear state, Abia State. Let's face governance and activities that we are living with currently in our dear state. Joining us this morning to put us through the activities of the state government at the moment to the good people of Abia State is the special advisor to the governor of Abia State on media and publicity, Ferdinand Ekoma. Good morning and thank you for joining Standpoint this morning, sir.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me.
All right, this conversation is live on YouTube and Facebook page at Rapid 96.5 FM. All right, last time we had you on this program, sir, we got feedback from you on the activities of the governor to the good people of Abia State. Of course, the flagging of road construction, which everybody at the time said, no, this is a good idea. It will help economically and also salvage situations that the people of these communities and localities have been going through in Abia State. It's good to have you again on this program. Firstly, sir, take us through. Is the governor still on course with his dreams, his aspiration, and activities, talking about programs, road construction, economically, and all of that to the good people of Abia State?
Thank you once again. The governor is very much on course. The government is very much on course. We don't have any other thing to do here except to serve our people and serve them to the fullest and serve them sincerely and passionately. So we are doing that in the area of infrastructure, in the area of security, in the area of environment, waste management, education, and the rest of them. We are very focused. The truth is that when you listen, you hear a lot of people talk about the giant strides in the area of road infrastructure. But our efforts are not limited to that. But a lot of people are speaking to those, that specific area because of what they are seeing and feeling. But then if you look at the education sector, for example, we have a policy to rebuild over 170 schools across the 17 local governments of the state. We have primary schools that are going to be, rebuilt from the scratch or built from the scratch. We have those that are going to be rebuilt and retrofitted, and every local government is going to get equal project. That is how it had been structured. The first two projects, the first one that took off was just 6 schools initially, one primary and one secondary school in each of the 3 senatorial districts. But now we are doing dozens across the 17 local governments. So in the next few weeks, these projects will start and people will see. We are talking about what will be verifiable. And once we start, we'll mention the schools and people can go and investigate. So you look at the area of waste management. The government started after declaring state of emergency in waste management and an environment, and appointed a head of task force for cleanup of Aba and Noma here. That process continued, and of course, people began to feel some, sense of serenity in the environment, began to see. But then, at the point, the governor wasn't convinced we had gotten to where we should be. He said, this is not what I want. I want something that is beyond saying that there are no refugees. We want everywhere, to be very clean. We want the gutters to be clean. We want sustainability. And don't forget, we had advertised and people bidded. And Aba was divided into 4 zones, Oma into 2 zones, and you had PSP, private sector participants. The PSP operators that won started, doing the job. But midway, there was hitches. The governor wasn't convinced. We were getting the services he expected.